Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and it is wonderful, Director Young. Now I can say Director Young, and I would always forget to add the acting anyway. So I'm glad it is now official, and thank you for the wonderful job you do serving the American people. I wanted to use this as an opportunity just to focus on the major facts. Both you and Chairman Yarmouth talked about this before, but I think that a lot of times in these hearings, the most important facts can sometimes be obscured by all the rhetoric that we hear. So can you remind us again, this past year, it was the fastest economic growth in America in how many years?
40.
And how many new jobs were created?
Over 6 million, the most in recorded history.
The most in American history. And by what amount is the deficit projected to fall?
$1.3 trillion, the largest decline year over year.
Greatest economic growth in American history, jobs added, largest deficit reduction. I don't remember many economists credibly predicting that this time a year ago. It is certainly a record to be very proud of, those in the administration, and frankly, those of us who fought for and voted for the American Rescue Plan. Now, I want to shift to the topic of raising taxes, because we have two very interesting proposals that are out there. There is the one new proposal from this administration that just came out, the billionaire minimum tax. I happen to be the lead co-author of the House version, or one version, of what essentially is attempting to achieve the same thing, ensure that billionaires who are avoiding paying low tax or avoiding paying either their fair share or any taxes at all, make sure that they begin paying. But then there's this other interesting proposal from the Republicans. The Senate Republican leader of their Senate campaign committee has a proposal that, as he was confirming yesterday on Fox News, would raise taxes on more than 50 million Americans. In fact, more than half of those who are under the poverty line would pay higher taxes. Even further, his proposal and their proposal would sunset Social Security and Medicare after 5 years. And again, this is not just an accusation. To his credit, he has openly admitted it, and Fox News has confirmed it. So could you describe why the administration believes it is more fair to go after billionaires who are currently paying lower taxes than middle-class people in my district in Philadelphia, as opposed to going after the poor and the working class?
Look, the budgets are value statements. The president has been clear about that. What he believes is fair is to ask billionaires and those worth over $100 million to pay about the same tax rates as teachers, nurses, and firefighters. That's all he's asking. They're supposed to pay taxes on this unrealized income. They often use loopholes, deferments, not to do that. So this president has been very clear. What we're not going to do is send forward a budget that cuts benefits to our seniors, but he will ask those worth more. The 400 wealthiest people in this country are worth more than 150 million other Americans. He does not believe that's right, and he is calling on them to pay their fair share.
And am I correct that the average effective rate among those 400 that you mentioned is currently 8%?
Research tells us it's about 8%.
Yeah, I certainly know that the firefighters and teachers who live in my neighborhood in Northeast Philadelphia, they would love to pay an 18%, or excuse me, an 8% tax rate. They pay far higher than 8 or 18%. And just to be clear, this administration is not supportive of the Senate Republican Campaign Committee chief's plan to raise taxes on more than 50% of the American people and sunset Social Security and Medicare, correct?
Not to comment on the individual proposal, but this president will not, has not, will not be submitting a budget that cuts benefits for our seniors.
Well, thank you. And I join with the administration certainly in that. And I thank you for your time. I yield back.